Hello and welcome, Lynx here. We are playing Wind in the Crown, and actually I'm recording this after the day after the first video was posted. I kind of expected this, but I did not expect that to be to this extent, like when it comes to music in the game. Literally 6 copyright attacks immediately. Which is fine. I mean, it was not like, a copyright attack that would ban me or anything like that. It was just, no, you cannot monetize that, which is fine. But it's still kind of funny. I kind of expected that, but 6 in wow. Anywho, let's get to the game, shall we?
Are you sure that is a wise idea?
I'm with Literal on this one. A patrol route with the 4 of us sounds suicidal and rife with potential ambushes by your teams.
And yet here you are.
Sorry, out of everyone here, you're the one I least expect to agree to Sabriel's idea, yeah.
If another than Sabriel had suggested it, I would have immediately rejected it as a trap. Maybe Literal as well. I have an odd sensation that she would just bluntly tell me that she was going to try and murder me on the road. That is a lie. I would not murder you on the road. That blood may attract beasts. I would tell you that I would shove you off a cliff instead.
I would tell you? Whatever.
Yeah, that's why I'm not concerned about her trying to murder me. As for you, Aku, I don't have a good enough feel for you to figure out how you would murder me, so I have to trust in the others.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I don't take offense at that. It's pretty logical.
I'm a logical woman. If this works out, we'll be far better in the long run for it. If it doesn't, my team can survive and avenge me.
Logical. I like logic. It means Soli is far easier to predict than Sabriel, the heroine. As long as things look beneficial to maintain our relationship, I don't need to worry about her team betraying us. I mean, I wouldn't be so sure about that. What you don't need to be afraid of is the leader of her team, so herself only, not betraying you. About the team, I wouldn't be so sure. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if some of them were going, not really with the team, but still would try to solo all of this. Am I the one that everyone accepts to be the evil traitor? Yes? No. Whatever, their opinions don't exactly matter to me. So, who's going first?
The symbology of taking the first step into a wild new world. It sounds like the first one who steps out is the leader of our alliance.
Almost. I think I should take that first step forward.
Hey, but this whole alliance has been my idea.
Trust me, if there was a protagonist among us, it would be me.
Yada.
You know what's funny? Like, normally in anime, whoever is like, oh, I'm the protagonist of the story, blah blah blah, they usually get their ass kicked immediately. Anyway.
If Anna should take a step, it should be me.
You.
Well, I'm sure you are plenty confident in yourself and Sabriel is a leader following her heart. We need someone who is fair and balanced. Which of course you are unbiased in deciding.
And before Literal is already ahead of them, by the way, but
far less biased than you.
Did I read? Oh, whatever. I freaking knew it.
You both need to calm down, we can take turns. You can take turns on something ceremonial.
Exactly. We need to figure out who gets the privilege. And she's gone already. She's done that.
A game? We're going to decide this by random chance. Is that how our camp is going to be run?
Why? Scared of bad luck?
I'm scared that you will not get picked. And then immediately try to change the rules.
I wouldn't. What?
There are these little baby bluebirds in this nest. They're quite adorable. I wonder if we will have to eat them. She just left. Leadership's having the courage and the boldness to take the first step.
It's not a big deal. We're the ones making it important.
It is. It's supposed to be important.
It's supposed to be a murder game where we all kill each other. We can try to normalize it with things like stepping first, but...
We understand, Aku. We understand.
Sabriel walks out through the camp gate to go look at the bird nest that has completely absorbed Lirel's attention. I mean, to be honest, it was really a stupid thing to quarrel about.
It does matter. Little bits of civility and order is what is going to keep this train wreck that is our lives having some semblance of normality. And when half the battle is keeping sane, any shred of normality is important.
If we're already having a crisis at the gate, I dread to think how our alliance is going to hold up. Who knows? There was no intermission. Temperate forests. I don't know why I was expecting Chief to throw me a curveball when I mocked them, but I had hoped he had changed something about the setting. But here we are, in a forest that isn't too different from the ones back home. Exciting, astounding, truly a work of art. 4 girls in matching uniforms wandering around the forest with nothing but sticks to protect themselves. Whoa, sorry. I hope this will not be like constant hiccup right now. From other girls. Protect themselves from other girls armed with sticks and dark creatures I've never seen before. Where are these dark creatures? I was expecting to be ambushed within the first 10 minutes of leaving the camp. 2 hours later, according to Lirel's tracking of time, we are at the edge of how far we want to go out at nothing. Not even wild animals other than regular brown squirrels and small songbirds. No wolves. No nightmarish creations for dark entity. Squirrels. Hey, you never know. Have you heard the story about certain rabbits? Now that I think about it, have you watched that horror movie with guinea pigs? I watched it literally while we were on like a horror night in a cinema back in high school. It was hilarious. Anywho, maybe expecting too much after how fast he changed things last time on me. It's entirely possible that certain events and settings are outside of his power. Or maybe we just haven't triggered them yet. But he lacks the power to control such things. Who possesses it? With that wonderful thought, my mind turns to my compatriots. With a little bit before we turn back, I should go check on someone. Lirel, Sabriel, Solly. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, like... Sabriel seems the most interesting in the end, to be honest. To me, at least. If we lose Sabriel, I'm not sure how long the alliance would last. I should check to see if she isn't finding a sharp end of a bear trap or something. Swinging around the tree line, her dark looks don't jump out at me. She didn't really find a bear trap, did she? Sabriel, where are you? Over here. A hand pokes out of a bush, waving vigorously. Why are you playing around in bush? I mean brush, whatever.
I'm looking for treasure.
My kind of girl. I'll do the same. Treasure. Do you think the great pirate captain Swistash of the forest hid his net hoard of 17 berries and a polished rock there?
That's a great name for chief.
I think I could do better, but yeah.
How about if you find his treasure before I do, you can change Great Pirate Captain Swistash's name?
That... You know what? Sure. Why not? If I find the treasure, I'll think up a better name for him. But what makes you think that there is any treasure out here in the first place?
I did a lot of research on past games. When they were doing nothing but a bunch of aspirants in a single arena of traps, they would start with a huge pile of gear at the start.
I mean, hey, he said this here himself, that in this, around the area outside, there would be gear and so on, so I would assume she means that.
They would start with a huge pile of gear at the start. The only way you could get more gear was murder.
Yeah. Hence why most of the winners were just the fastest and strongest.
Don't underestimate the speed and brain power.
How could I when my brain is my strongest advantage without my way? A fighting style I always swore I would learn.
My way? I think I've heard of it.
Sure, you've heard of my imaginary fighting style I just made up.
When they started adding challenges, they started to migrate a lot of the treasure pile into the arena where you would have to solve puzzles to, oh my god, or overcome challenges to get it. There was no giant pile starting out, so I assume that it has all migrated out here as a treasure hunt. My prediction is there is a lot of common stuff here they come to keep things tame at the start. Everyone is going to be tense, there will be some fighting, but I doubt anyone is going to heavy in the bloodbath on day one.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
But the small amount of food in the camp is going to drive the bloodshed. People become wild animals when their bellies go empty.
You sound like you speak from experience? You can just bring it up and then wilt away when I want to know more. Oi!
It's a sore subject.
Just like I told Sienna, I don't particularly care if you were an urchin on the streets. We're all equal out here, sort of.
It's not like that.
She was in an army or something, probably.
Then give me the basics how it is. I'll bother you for details when you can handle it. Has one told you the story you're very...
Gruff, brazen, all the time. I still don't care except for the truth.
It's not like it is a secret. When my village came under siege by that monster and her hellspawn, we were forced to abandon our farmlands and to hide behind the palisade walls of the village proper. The attacks had come so fast and so proud that those that made it to safety were light on their feet and left everything they had behind. Our village struggled to feed all the mouths before the influx of the scared and homeless souls. We thought it would only be for a day or two before the Imperial Army came for us. The worst of humanity comes out in the darkest of times. Those that have sought to use their newfound power on those that have not. Old grudges finding sudden resolutions often at the hands of being thrown to the bloodlet devil herself.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Funnily, it's not really funnily enough, it's not funny at all. Sadly enough, in situations like that, the ones who don't particularly wise in terms of, or like more like equipped in terms of brain will try to take over, by brute force, and sadly they will win. Anywho,
as it got worse, people did whatever they had to in order to survive in a world of demons in the flesh of men and monsters. Even me.
Okay, I want to apologize for forcing the haunted look on her face. I expected it to be something like she had to steal out of rubbish bins for food. Whatever I took to survive, that could mean anything. Murder, theft of those who still had food, prostitution for scraps, cannibalism. For all I know, she made deals with the Hellspawn, if it were possible, and joined the cult. What kind of monster is Meira?
Meira?
I so badly want to know what happened to her, but I know from that lost look that I won't get an answer from her.
Is that why you're trying so hard to make the alliance work? If I can prevent even a single death because of starvation, I'm going to take it.
Even if it makes it more dangerous for you and yours.
You're mine. Not mine, but you know what I mean. I'm going to find a way to get all of you out of this alive.
Okay, that's not how these games work.
Promise not to laugh.
No.
Okay, there was something about what the game master said that he has me thinking. Changing it so there is no specific number of winners, allowing multiple teams to bond together, explicitly saying that the biggest thing that bothered him was that one person couldn't rule it all. I just have this feeling like he's trying to give us a way out of it. There is not even any rules preventing us from joining other teams.
But there is no ruling saying that we can either?
I know, that's why I'm trying to keep us all alive long enough to find out the truth. If we can get our entire alliance out to form a republic with a ruling council of women from all nations,
that country is going to be ruined. I mean, hey, it would also be ruined if the entire freaking country was ruled by just men. That's the truth. You need both. Ooh. You need both man and woman. Biological. We're reloaded. Can Chief even change how this book is supposed to end? It seems like another elaborate ruse to attack me for sassing him. But I can't disprove it either right now. And the first step towards this new world of peace is finding food and supplies to keep us from killing each other. I mean, given it's a forest, I would say at least food maybe wouldn't be so hard. I mean, you have definitely some forest fruits, and yeah, eventually you get into animals as well to hunt for them. I don't know. Yes. Gutsy, but if it works, you're a genius. If it fails, that's just going to make it worse when we have to turn our weapons on each other.
I know, but I'm trying to have faith.
You and Ahm-e will be friends, I think. I'll bind to Idea for now. If you can get a Zaya bow, should be able to help with the food problem.
Thank you so much.
I'll leave you to the treasure hunting then. I want to make sure the others haven't found a bear trap instead of treasure chest.
Wise idea, thanks Aku.
Don't thank me. I'm not Trixori. I don't want to kill anyone if I can avoid it.
She has been vocal about her disapproval about the lands, but she hasn't tried to dispose of me yet.
Let's keep it that way. Let's go to Sully. Sully has been focused on what she says should be a good improvised buffing system. I better go learn what it is before it is used against me. For someone thrust into a dangerous, volatile situation, Sully really feels like she has her act together. I wonder how dangerous that is going to turn out for me. Hey Sully!
Bored and wanting to bother everyone until we get back on the forest trail home.
Something like that. I also want to see what you are doing with this buffing system.
I was going to brief everyone back at camp about its usage, but having you do a sanity check before I do would be useful. Before we left, I gathered up a set of twigs, snapped them up into rods as best I could, and tied strips of cloth to each end of the twig. I then used the secured cloth as a hook to hang from the branches at eye level every 360 step count.
Did you really count?
Each cloth was stained sub with either 1, 2 or 3 dots. They tell me if I need to go straight or turn left or right after that point.
Where did you get the cloth?
Hey, my bed sheets. A little discomfort is better than a lot of being lost in the woods. Before we point out the many flaws with the system, I know a wild-time mal could throw the whole thing. I'm going to refine till we make it back to the camp alive.
Yeah, I mean, actually I was going to compliment you, it makes me feel a lot better, but...
Hey, thank you.
If you don't mind me asking, what did you do before you were drafted into these games? What are your roots?
Scoop me out of the competition, huh?
Something like that.
No harm it. I'm the second child of an exotic spice merchant from Arsenal.
Oh, another merchant, let's go. Wait, that name sounds familiar. I think it is the place I'm from. Wait, that's where I grew up. My parents were tanners.
Oh, I thought you looked familiar. I traveled all the time with my father and he wanted me to inherit the family business over my elder brother, so I was rarely in Arsenal.
Small world, but exotic spices in Arsenal.
You'd be surprised, not everyone in Arsenal is broke. Some people rise up of the backs of those they can exploit. They often have quite expensive and wild tastes.
People with that much coin should spread it around, yeah.
That is a debate for another time when I can focus. For now, pretend I agree with a few amendments.
Fair enough. I'm going to hold you to that.
I'd like that, yeah.
Wait, really?
Is there something the matter?
Normally when I say want to debate with someone, they cough a bit and change the topic quickly. You actually want to debate the socio-economical merits. No, I don't.
I think you want to have a fair, thoughtful debate instead of screaming in my face why I'm wrong. I enjoy just sitting around and debating the finer points of policies and philosophies.
I'm a type of person that is completely not built up for debating and so on. Yeah. I mean, I'll listen, but I have no skills to participate in a debate.
Having someone here that I can just lose myself in constructively arguing which is exactly the kind of novelty I was talking about. My father and I used to chat into the wee hours of the morning.
And you're finally doing it with someone you may have to stab in the chest one day.
You seem to think I have forgotten exactly why I'm here.
I just keep getting inspired by your halcyonic nature.
Would you rather I freak out and forget how to get back home?
An acceptable point.
You'd rather calm yourself about the whole matter.
I mean, it's not the first precarious position I have found myself in.
Oh, at the risk of scaring you away, do you mind if I voice the terror of something rather abnormal?
If you explain why me saying I've been in dangerous situations before triggers it.
It's more the underlying nature of novelty that triggered it.
Okay, are we going into fringe science?
I know, and that's what is bothering me greatly. For the last 19 years, things have felt very normal for me. Perhaps not regimented or cogent, but it felt how things are supposed to feel. But a few days ago, it felt like something in, I don't know, me or the world changed. Like a core fundamental truth in myself changed. Almost like I was another person in another time.
Another person.
This is where everything is going to take the weirdest turn, and I would not blame you for walking away, but it didn't feel like I was myself anymore. Like my soul has been swapped with another. The world I had grown up with having been changed, with a mockery of what it was. I was a foreigner in a foreign land, but not a single objective thing. I could pain was different from how it had been before the morning of selection.
My mind drifted back to waking up that morning. Hadn't I suffered something almost similar where I had almost forgotten who I was? I knew I was a simple tanner's daughter, yet I knew I was also one of the best mages in the world. The lingering modes of that confusion still hover over me. If I hadn't had such a razor-sharp ego, I might have just accepted my true life as nothing more than a dream. But even now, I cannot walk away from what I believe to be fake memories forced into my head by this book. What if? What if those memories are real? I assumed that the most logical course of action was for me to be brought into a magical reality of the book's choosing. Yet a counter-theory forms in my head. What if I was simply brought to another world, another plane of existence, and fused in the body of this alternate dimension's me? Could both Aku have existed at one point? If that is the case, could Soli be another person kidnapped from another plane of existence? Could everyone here be? That would mean Chief is far more powerful than he is letting on. Perhaps an avatar of some immensely powerful entity playing with us all. That would also mean that everyone I kill here doesn't simply poof at the end of the story. It would mean I'm killing innocent people who just had the misfortune of being dragged into some sick game like me. A most disturbing thought.
I think our thoughts at the moment are not on the same track, but I will let you have that in private for now. What hammered home my concerns were the almost immediate changing of long-established rules of the Empire. Too many old happenings. My father told me to always trust my gut, but back it up with evidence. That's what I have elected to do.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. I'm also similar in that way. I'm more likely to trust my gut. You have evidence. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean, also, you know, there were a lot of cases where I had a gut feeling about something, but in the end, because I had a gut feeling about it, I went with someone else, and that was a mistake. So basically, what I'm getting at, what I'm getting into is, trust your instincts. Yeah, trust the instincts. I mean, instinct comes from experience as well, obviously, right? So, anyway.
Not yet, regrettably, but while you all were choosing people who would best help you murder everyone, I was choosing people who would best help me solve this mystery.
Wait, who did Soli pick for her team? I don't remember them very well. They weren't the much that had caught my eye other than Sophona. To be fair, Sophona should be like the first pick for any of the teams, because she probably already has the info about all the other participants for some reason, and from her we can basically get so many people like that would actually Alright, maybe not really the greatest wording, but be useful. With actual skill and so on. I remember there was a super sweet girl who was too innocent for these games. Who else? Oh yeah! You took that weird busty, yeah? Busty techno bubble girl, didn't you? The one who rumbled on about, I'll be honest, stuff I did not understand in the slightest. Were they actual words and concepts?
I would assume so. I'll admit, Zoe Tryphosa might be a bigger enigma than my feelings, but I'd rather have an engineer on my side and not need her than discover there is technology in play I can figure out.
Yeah. It takes all my mental fortitude to not snicker at that as I look at the trees, fanning out as far as the eye can see. I hope so. It looked like a stiff breeze or 15 minutes of physical exercise might kill her.
Both my team are going to crumple on their first hike. If something happens to me, I think they are going to be dead in a day.
Wow. You're playing a dangerous gamble in a dangerous game.
If I'm wrong and nothing weird is going on, I will actually pay for it with my life.
But if you're right,
I intend on winning. That's why I hope this alliance lasts as long as possible. With 15 other girls as a barrier between danger and my support team, we should thrive.
I can't promise much more, but you and your team's unique abilities in exchange for protection services by my team and Lyrals is a trait I'm willing to take.
You can speak for Lyral.
I very much used to speak completely for her.
All I'm going to say is I don't squander her friendship.
You sound like you think I'm using her.
You very clearly are, but the ease and confidence in your voice means her friendship means a lot to you. Maybe let her use you as well from time to time.
Sounds kinky. I currently hear the comeback as they would be saying right now.
I'm glad you took her instead of me. I have a little bit more work to do. Do you mind if I get back to it?
Can't focus when I'm talking with you.
Yeah. I can, but it isn't fair to you.
That's thoughtful. I'll go check on the others and leave you to your work then.
Thank you.
Dude, by the way, I can't believe we just talked with them a little bit in the forest and it's been like 28 minutes already. What the heck? Lyral. I guess now would be a good time to make sure Lyral isn't wandering off into the trouble. Hey Lyral, what you doing down there?
Smelling the flowers.
Why? Actually, a second question. You do know that isn't a flower but a clump of grass, right?
When we were walking from the train to the gasoline-powered cart, Eri stopped to smell a flower. She said that it was important to stop sometimes to smell the flowers. But there are flowers. We're stopped, so I assume that smelling the grass would suffice. It is an odd and familiar smell, but not entirely unpleasant.
It's a proverb. It means take breaks from the business of life and appreciate the beauty around you.
Oh, I thought it was a local requirement to smell plants.
I dread to think what kind of storybook would have a legal requirement we had to smell flowers.
Indeed. I think you should try smelling some grass.
I'd really prefer smelling random bits of flora in a world where I know virtually nothing about.
It might reduce your fear.
My fear? What fear?
On this patrol, I've been trying my best to find a way to aid your stress.
I'm fine. Why do you think I'm afraid and stressed out?
Because you are.
You can't just say something like that.
I can when it's true.
Why should I be afraid and stressed out? I'm wandering around in a dev game with my opponents, armed with nothing more than a stick.
But they aren't your opponents. Not yet anyway.
Lyral, I'm surprised you of all the people are trying to tell me to let my guard down.
There is nothing to fear. I'm with you out here. I think I'm better understanding than proverb now. You are a good teacher.
Okay, stopping smell flowers does not matter when at any moment the flowers might draw a knife and stab me with it.
Where would they even hide the knife?
But, Lyral,
do you get what I'm saying? No, Taurus lack the appendages to wield their own weapon. Maybe there is some kind of magic that gives them such capability they could do so?
There is no magic that could do that. There's unfocused gaze suddenly snaps back into reality. It's so rare to see her mind fully bring itself to bear on something and more than a little unsettling. What doom and gloom are they about to be subjected to?
That you know of.
It is entire... Oh, shut up out there! Sorry, someone was literally screaming outside. Of course they didn't hear me, probably. Who knows? And even if they did, they probably didn't understand. Welcome to Poland. But yeah. It is entirely possible there is some obscure with witch magic that a certain person who has way too much power possesses, but I definitely don't have access to that pool.
Ash might have such magics, but that was not my concern.
Who? Oh no. You're concerned about something after not being faced by the unknown dangers of the dev game. Are you about to terrify me?
Perhaps. I could believe that we are without magic because of being inside this book. Yet there is Sienna and our weak side.
Everything because the story gave it to her.
What type of magic do you think she wields?
To let her see Paladin, maybe. That's not magic.
Then you will be able to mimic it.
Pride beats in my chest that she doesn't even question that I would be able to duplicate it. Pride that almost drowns out the hidden question. You don't think it's light magic?
Correct.
Then I'm not so sure what a thought has occurred to me. Another world may not be beholden to our own laws of magical reality.
That is what I'm coming to believe as well.
I got so wrapped up in the idea that our world's methodology is the correct one that I didn't even humor the idea that the book could literally just make up some fictional form. Great. Just great. Do you have any of those fizzy memories of being told that magic exists?
Nope. My diary also contained no references to magic that did not seem explicitly fictional.
How do you know? They could be entirely real at this point. Logic be damned.
Because I wrote that they were explicitly fictional.
Why? She gives me a nonchalant shrug that I've grown to expect.
She's just peachy, just peachy. Could be bloodberry instead. I prefer those.
They're poisonous. Don't eat bloodberries.
One or two just gives you a tingle.
Of poison affecting your system. You know what? I don't care. What I care about is that we now have hidden mages with unknown powers while I can use any of my magic.
Do you think they have magics that might reunite us?
They might, but once again, I'm not going to harvest your heart to become a grey mage a second time. No.
But what if?
No what ifs right now. We have plenty of them just trying to figure out what magic is and how to use it without going into that field again. Sorry, I know it means a lot to you, but I need physical you more than ever right now. Sounds kinky.
You do. I'll look into the matter.
How? There is no way of finding a teacher out here or even a practitioner out here in... Wait, what am I saying?
Sienna! I believe she may be willing to assist us if you could give her a good enough offer.
I think so as well. I'll start hearing her up about her abilities. You start finding out what she likes. When the time's right, we'll make her an offer she can't refuse.
That sounds ominous when you say it with such enthusiasm.
I hope not.
I hope you learned how important it is to stop and smell the random patches of grass.
Okay. Maybe my focus on the immediate dangers is blinding me. I'll try harder to relax when I can.
Thank you.
We've probably wasted enough time here. I'm going to grab everyone so we can start heading back.
Okay.
As we trudge back to the camp, a feeling of pride beats in my chest. We managed to launch a single expedition out into the middle of the wilderness without serious complications. Not any real or tangible successes, but we can build off of this. This is a viable step towards a winning future. My heart flutters ever so slightly at the prospect of being able to get back and tell the other girls that we were able to go out together with no bloodshed. I'm actually excited to go sit around and talk to people. What world is this? Truly madness. The sun is shining, the birds are tweeting, and I can feel the pep in my step that I lost when Chief threw his power in my face return. Of course, this was going to be an easy outing. I'm Aku freaking Hobson. I should have just believed in myself more. We're going to get everyone out of this alive, figure out all the mysteries and... Stop! Freezing in place like a swart woman held out a defeated sigh of weariness. Could Chief keep the world from crashing down my little bubble for 5 minutes? Hey? Terror spikes in my heart as the concept of kissing forward movement is one that Sabriel has apparently never processed. A key skill she should have learned if she intended on surviving this game. As she takes another step forward, I see the small pile of recently disturbed dirt that her foot sinks into. I hear the shifting of plates lurking underneath it, followed by tightening of string and the crack of some launching mechanism in the nearby tree. I can only watch in an abject horror as a volley of wooden arrows comes flying out of the tree at head level, thin cylinders of untimely death. It's only by the grace of inner peace that Solly reacts with enough speed to sweep Sabriel's feet out from underneath her. The arrows zip mere millimeters over her face before she crashes into the dirt on her back.
Whew! Are you alright? My heart is racing, but I'm alright. Thanks, Solly. Lyriel? Forgive me. I thought the mount was a molehill and did not wish to risk you crashing his little home. I did not expect that the mole ran armed to it without a defense system.
That was a trap, Lyriel.
Trap? Would the mole trap his own house?
No matter the reason, we best be more careful.
I agree. I had my head in the clouds and was painfully brought back to Earth.
I think we should try and recover the arrows.
It wouldn't hurt.
It hurt a lot, as we have just seen. But what is the likelihood that they would set up a second trap right next to the first one? Pretty high. I don't know if a few potentially shot arrows are worth it.
You don't, but clearly she does.
Sabriel, get back here!
Ah, I knew they had to exist somewhere. Did you find Mr. Morphling after the home invasion? Better! And our alliance's first real test!
Walking out of the bush with a polished wooden box, a dark green hempen sack and some of the arrows that about removed her from the competition.
I found the arrows and located the first piece of the Great Para King's treasure.
Wait, you actually found something? What?
You really didn't believe that there was treasure out here, did you?
It just seemed highly unlikely.
Even the great Aku makes mistakes?
I never thought of myself as the great Aku. Yes, you did. Let's face it, yes, you did.
It is great, mighty, and wise Aku.
Little!
Indeed, I give myself no additional titles. As humorous as I'm sure it seemed to you, I'm more interested in what is inside the box What is inside the box what is inside your banter? Okay.
Let's see! Not wanting to end up a casualty on the first trip out, I take a few steps out of what I estimate to be the potential blast radius. I will put it past Chief to booby trap the rewards.
Oh my, I can't believe it!
It's a bloody dagger?
A bloody hand? Something not covered in blood. A bag of cheesy poofs!
Huh?
Cheesy poofs? Here you can have them as thanks for saving my life.
Sabriel pulls out an odd crinkly metal sack that has pictures of some orange things on it. Not the first time I wish Chief had left me with some actually useful memories.
All there is in here is some jerky, a water skin, and some poofy goodness. What do I do with this? I've never had them before. There is snack food. You just have to eat here and... Oh! Look at these old carrots, Aku! You really shouldn't be opening food on a trail with wild animals. You have to live a little, Solly. I want to live a little tomorrow as well. Such a good flavor. Please take one, Aku.
They are your reward for saving Sabriel. Lyriel extends the bag towards each of us, and only one smile on her face.
I think it's more of our reward for not being viciously mauled by a bear. Thanks, Lyriel.
Oddly light, yet a very heavy flavor that only hints at cheese.
Ew. I guess I'll have one. Now, can we go? I'd rather get back before Isaiah declares herself the new war chief or something and Trixie goes on a murdering spree. Cheesy poofs. Well, maybe not everything is terrible in this world. Wind in the crown. Thank you so much for coming, Aku!
So this is what you've been up to the last couple of days. Oh, couple of days. I guess it's better for us to end the episode in this transition then. We're going to cut it right here, right now, and in the next episode we'll check out what's been going for the last few days. By the way, I know this one is like a serial killer and so on, or more like she wants to be one. But she's goddamn hot. Anywho, with that information being said, consider liking the video if you enjoyed. Super appreciated thing. If you're new around these parts of YouTube, consider subscribing too. Also in the description, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram if you're into that stuff. And most importantly, the link to the game. It's on itch.io. You can play it yourself too. With that being said, hope you'll have a wonderful day, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow too in the next one. Bye bye.